Hello, everyone. My name is David Wayne, which is a pseudonym name. This is my new memoir, The Other Side of the Door. It was published in early September, and it is on Amazon. I will provide the link. Um, Someone suggested that I make what's called a movie trailer or book trailer for me to describe this book and to sell it better for my editor and publisher. First off, well, as the book is described at the top of the book, I'm a lifetime survivor of mental and verbal abuse. First, I want to say that nowhere in this book, nor will I ever say that I had it worse off than anyone else. There are so many countless people that have been physically and sexually abused. I was a little bit sexually abused young as a child, but not as nowhere near as anyone else. So I'll never claim I had it worse off than anyone else. But as my publisher agreed with me, my story should be told. As I said, I'm a lifetime survivor of mental and verbal abuse. I'm now 54 years old, and this uh, memoir will explain, let alone my parents. It'll talk. It has chapters of my parents, the several schools, 10 schools total in all, and many jobs in the restaurant business um, that I endured really strong mental and verbal abuse that, and I was also undiagnosed, had mental issues. I have been diagnosed officially with more of a level one or minor versions of autism, ADHD, PTSD, traumatized. I was told for a lifetime, shut up, stand there and take it. There's nothing you can do about it. And everyone around me let them get away with it, let alone with my parents, school teachers, those in school that didn't want to be in school. And it was considered being a bully. But that word bully didn't exist when I was in school. And the jobs I've had, and I'm trying to be vague on what I'm trying to describe about this book. I want everyone to read this. In the back of the book, it says my stories will cause your jaw to hit the floor. What I forgot to add on is your jaw will hit the floor when you read my stories. Your jaw is going to stay there. Your jaw is going to drop and stay there. Um, I would consider this memoir a male version of the Me Too movement. Of the Me Too movement started whomever, I'm not sure who it was about, probably sexual abuse. But my Me Too movement is I'm looking for those that have endured the abuse that I have, and it's that I've survived it. I escaped. I no longer work in the restaurant business. I work somewhere else, and I'm in a much better, um, respectable place, and I'm around mature adults. Where majority of my life, though I was around adults, um, controlling, foul language, verbally abusive. I was being held back by many people. I don't want to talk a lot about. I can tell my stories all the time. I enjoy doing it. But someone said I should to try to describe, make a trailer, describe what's in this book, and I'm doing the best I can. And I wasn't going to stutter or lose track, but I'm an open book. I would describe. I'm an open book. I was nothing I won't talk about myself. But I wanted my last name not in this book. I want to keep my family out of this book. My last name anyway. Um, so I'm hoping everyone who reads this book, one of my first counselors, I said, "Do you think people would feel sorry for me, or like, I mean, a pity situation?" It could be looked at. It could be looked at that way. Could be, but there are people out there that have suffered the same thing that I have in a lifetime. That I'm 54, and there's plenty of people that have gone through the abuse that I have suffered, and what I suffered was totally legal for everyone to get away with it. Now it's zero tolerance policy, with your you can call the police on your parents, on the schools, on your jobs. Back in my time, they no you people got away with it, and it wasn't abuse. People could say what they wanted to, and you had shut up, stand and take it. That's basically what was said to me. So I this memoir, it took many years. Someone asked me, I keep getting these messages, maybe in spam mail, about my how I wrote, how I came about writing this. I was telling my stories all the time, what happened to me, and then I began writing bit by bit, parts and parts and parts, and I just accumulated it, and then I came across people for someone to help me publish it and edit it and publish it. And I came across people spam, and they wanted hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars up front. Life don't work that way when you work an hourly job. And I came across someone who cared enough to put their own time to help me edit it, remove things that it was too much content. My favorite movies, television, music. There are some things that will be controversial that people would not like my opinions. As the publisher said in the front of the book, everything is my opinion. But there are things I think people agree with me, or people have endured what I have endured, and that's what I'm looking for. So I cannot paste my face into this video, so I have the video covering the cover of this book, and the image you see of the doorway. First, I thought the door was way too wide open with the light, but as the young person you see is covering his ears, it seems his hands are over his ears. I have ear damage, actual ear damage, so it looked actually a bit better. But the light you see in the doorway was my editor and publisher, and she was my light. Finally, for someone to read read my story and care enough to put her own time into editing, publishing it, and I thank her so much. No one else on earth could have done this better. So I'm hoping this book reaches the masses, reaches national and worldwide basis. I did not write this book to make money. That's for my publisher to do. I'm hoping people will find it a Me Too movement for men that, as a little boy, up to even as an adult, have suffered at those that I can say what I want to you, and the law and people say around them, adults, they can say what they want to. Free country, you can say what you want to. So I'm looking. It's for other people that have endured parental abuse, sexual abuse, some physical abuse by a teacher. But it's what you've been told all your life. You don't have a right to self-defense. This is what this book is for, and by those who've endured it. So I hope you. I'm looking for. Please read it, and I'm looking for people to review it, what they think of it. So thank you very much for looking at this video.